Hello, hello! Welcome back to the Luana English Podcast. I'm your host, Luana, and I am so pumped for today's episode. We're talking about something we all do, shopping. But specifically, we're looking at how the way we shop is changing the world around us. Joining me, as always, is the wonderful, the thoughtful Josimar. How are you today, Josimar?
I'm doing great, Luana. And you're right, this is a huge topic. I was actually walking through the city center yesterday and noticed so many empty storefronts. It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. Today, guys, we are discussing the death of the high street. For our international listeners, the high street is what we call the main shopping street in a town. We're diving into the battle between local businesses and the giants of online shopping. So, Josimar, let's get into it. Are you a click and buy kind of person, or do you prefer heading down to the local shops?
Honestly, Luana, I'm a bit of a mix. I think I've become quite reliant on online shopping for things like electronics or books. It's just so convenient, right? You can shop around for the best price without leaving your sofa. But there's a but.
I knew there was a but.
Well, I went to buy a new jacket last week. I saw one online that looked amazing, but when it arrived, Luana, it was a disaster. The fabric felt cheap and the fit was all wrong. I realized I really missed being able to go into a store, feel the material, and try it on.
Exactly. That's the experience factor. I feel like online shopping is a bit of a gamble sometimes. You might bag a bargain, or you might end up with something that looks nothing like the photo. But what about the local atmosphere? Don't you think towns feel a bit ghostly when the shops close down?
Definitely. When a local business has to shut up shop, it's not just about the building, it's about the community. I have a small bakery near my house. The owner knows my name, knows I like my bread well done. You don't get that from an algorithm.
That's so true. But let's be real for a second. Local shops can be a bit pricey. If I can find the same pair of shoes for $20 cheaper on a website, it's hard to justify paying more just for the atmosphere. Am I being too harsh?
I don't think so. It's a valid point. We're in a cost of living crisis, after all. People have to watch their wallets. However, many people argue that if we don't support these shops now, they'll be gone forever. It's like a use it or lose it situation.
Use it or lose it. I like that. I've noticed some shops are trying to fight back, though. Have you seen those concept stores where they have a cafe inside the clothing shop?
Yes, they're trying to make shopping an event again. They know they can't compete with Amazon on price, so they compete on experience and word of mouth.
Okay, let's pause the debate for a second and look at some of the language we're using. Josimar, you mentioned the phrase shop around. Can you explain that for our B1 learners?
Sure. To shop around doesn't just mean going to many shops. It specifically means comparing prices or quality before you make a decision. For example, I'm shopping around for a new insurance policy. You're looking for the best deal.
Great one. And I used the word pricey.
Right. Pricey is a more natural, slightly informal way to say expensive. If a coffee is £7, you'd say, oof, that's a bit pricey.
Another thing I want to mention is a grammar point. We often use the present perfect continuous when talking about these trends. For example, online shopping has been growing for years. Josimar, why do we use that instead of just has grown?
Good question. We use has been growing because the action started in the past and is still happening right now. It emphasizes the duration and the ongoing nature of the change. It feels more active.
Perfect. One more nuance, the high street. Is that used in the U.S., Josimar?
Actually, no. In the U.S., they would usually say Main Street or just the mall. High Street is very British.
Time for our vocabulary wrap-up. We've picked 5 key terms from today's chat. 1. Shop around. To compare prices at different places before buying. Example, don't buy the first car you see, you should shop around first. 2. Shut up shop. To close a business permanently. Example, the old toy store had to shut up shop because they couldn't pay the rent. 3. Bag a bargain. To find something at a very good, cheap price. Example, I managed to bag a bargain at the end of season sale. 4. Pricey, an informal word for expensive. Example, that restaurant is a bit pricey, but the food is incredible. 5. Word of mouth, information passed from person to person through conversation. Example, the new hair salon doesn't advertise. They get all their customers through word of mouth. And that's it for today. We hope you enjoyed our chat about the high street. Remember, your call to action for today is to use one of these 5 vocabulary words in a sentence. Maybe tell a friend about a time you bagged a bargain.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye for now.